let's roll.
Yeah.
But what is your advice for us, or for anybody really,
Yeah.
that has done what we've done? We started with 0 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
Where you're looking at 1.7 million. We're looking at 4,000. That's how early stage we
Gotcha.
are right now.
I hear you.
Okay. What is it that you guys do or have done, or anything that maybe you could suggest to us that would say, look, here's a way, and it's not an exact science or a trick or magic, but here's something you might consider doing to help increase your audience on YouTube.
Okay, I told you this before when I sat in that last time we were together, not in the biblical sense, when I was in your radio studio, and when you said, "Hey, you come be on the air with us," I didn't know that you were actually off the air at that point. I found out sitting in the chair that day, and your producer had been out walking with a friend and said, Scott should do like what Sam does. And that's how I ended up there. So I told you that day, I think one of the most important things is, I'll put it this way. You have to appeal to the widest audience possible. If I'm going to do a super niche, vegan, fully organic show, I'm only going to have this many people that I could appeal to. Mm-hmm. And of those people, I might get a little sliver. Mm-hmm. If you do an only San Diego show, there's 1 million people here. And then that lets you appeal to 1 million. You're never going to get the million. You might get what? 5, 10,000, 50,000. 50 would be great, right?
Yeah.
But if you appeal to everybody, like, not being critical, you guys, your other guys done now you're going to think I'm a dick, but has done that restaurant review thing, right?
Yeah.
It's lovely, but it means nothing to a guy in Detroit. Mm-hmm. Why would me as a viewer in Detroit sit through a 5-minute or 2-minute restaurant review of San Diego, of a restaurant in San Diego? I wouldn't give a shit about that.
So you think producing content like that is not the right type of content to be producing?
Maybe with some changes. You want to produce a restaurant review component of the show, then make it a national chain that you're going to go to.
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Go review KFC's new whatever, with the
Popeye's chicken sandwich, right?
Popeye's
something people can get everywhere.
Yeah. So the guy in Detroit can see that.
Good point. That's a good point. I got to admit it.
But I said that then. You've got to, I have a radio friend that is starting a YouTube thing, and I haven't had a chance to tell him this, and I just don't want to come off as a prick. Like, who do you think you are? Look, we've had an enormous amount of luck and time in the saddle that have led to, good numbers.
Yeah.
But his is primarily San Diego centric. Mm-hmm. And I want to say, I think it's going to be, you're pushing a big rock uphill. Mm-hmm. You have to try and make it that it means something to everybody. You have to cast the widest net possible, knowing that a net has holes and some fish are going to swim through. You're not going to get them all, but if you use a huge net in a big puddle of water, you got a way better chance than a fishing line in a bucket.
I concur. I really do. I really honestly do. I think that when we were, and this is probably about 2 months ago, when we were in some discussions with CBS Sports Radio to take over their national radio, a block of time, 4 hours on terrestrial radio, 250 radio stations. And by the way, things were progressing very nicely until coronavirus started and business got shut down. Nonetheless, my mind started to race at that time, which was, look, we're based in San Diego, and that's where the core of our audience is. But now's the time, whether it's on national radio or if it's on YouTube, now's the time to expand to exactly what you're saying. Throw out the widest net possible. Yeah. This is why now I think what people will notice when they watch the show, not only are we doing more of these kinds of one-on-one interviews, and I'm loving hearing what people are doing and thinking about business during this quarantine. So I think that's got mass appeal first and foremost. But secondly, I really think that if you're listening, I'm talking more about Tom Brady now going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it's major mass appeal topic than I am talking about Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. Now, if you're my local audience and you expect me to have a comment about Rivers or about the Chargers, I still want to give you a little bit of that because it's national news too.
That's right, but it shouldn't be the predominance. I remember, I feel like I said to you once before, I was listening to you, and I'm trying to think of what's Brady's coach at the Patriots was
Belichick.
Did you do a thing where you had a couple conversations with Belichick? You were quoting him.
Okay.
It was somebody. It was some big coach.
It was probably, I think you probably, or maybe, do you recall like Jerry Jones? I've had a lot of Jerry Jones.
It might have been Jerry Jones thing. And I remember either saying to you or thinking that should have been the title, the lead in your episode that day. It should have been something like the 3 things Jerry Jones told me that absolutely blew my mind. Or the one thing Jerry Jones said that stopped my thinking, and I don't know, something. And it wasn't that. I wanted you to tease the hell out of it at the beginning of the episode, and I don't think you did. Now, see, look at me now being a dick again.
No, you're not being a dick.
No,
listen, I'm not. I don't. Listen, respectfully,
Yeah.
I don't look at you as a world-renowned radio analyst.
Oh, good.
But what I do look at you as, and what I do respect the hell out of you as, is somebody who's been able to take a television product, who went from local cable TV, turned it into a much bigger national platform, and then had the courage to not feel like I'm stuck on TV now, and then go digital and go to YouTube. By the way, this is the next part that I really, really hope that I'll be able to do too. I told my son, who's 19 years old, who's back home now finally from college, this is a few weeks, but I'm like, dude, my goal is that when you're out of college and you're done and you come home and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, I want to have something that we can do together so we can be together every day. Because again, you've taken.
Be careful what you wish for.
I just think that you're not being a dick. I've asked you for your opinion and your advice, and I'll take some of what I like, and I might get rid of some of what I don't. But I've asked your opinion. I like it. Go ahead.
Okay, 2 more pieces of advice, and then I'm going to be done.
Go ahead.
This is your time for these kinds of interviews because everybody's at home. Everybody is at home. I think it would be a good opportunity for you to reach out, way out, and try and get some people. Cast the big net again. I bet you would be surprised at people that would be saying yes. And I don't know that they have to be the hugest names.
Right.
They need to be interesting names in the sports world because that's your thing, right?
Interesting people.
Go far out of San Diego, go past LA, wherever you can get people. I would get people that have some kind of interesting story, right?
Yeah,
the ball guy that was responsible for the Patriots balls and that Inflategate thing. Maybe that guy, maybe he's prepared to chat a little bit now about something. Anyway, so that is my one piece of advice. I've told you cast the biggest net. And the other thing, you notice how when you watch a TV show now, unlike the 80s or the 90s, when you turn on a TV show in the 80s and the 90s, there would be an open with the song, right? The Friends song,
the Jeffersons,
Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
Those things were great, but you notice what there isn't in TV shows these days? Those opens at 8 o'clock. It goes from one show directly into the next one because they want to get you. They want you to be absorbed right off the bat, right? They kind of want to suck you in. Would you agree with that?
I got to be honest with you. I can't remember the last time I watched a show like Friends or, I mean, I really can't.
No, not a Friends, but I mean, even stuff today.
No, I know. I can't even think of any shows that I watch on TV.
I'm just telling you, they've changed their opens. They're not like that. The show starts 9 o'clock and they're in the hospital room or the whatever.
Okay.
You got to get rid of that like minute and a half thing that you play at the beginning. It would, if somebody said to me, and God, I hope Alex didn't write that.
No, he didn't write it. Okay, one of our listeners did, and I happen to love it. But
I fought it.
You what?
I fought against it.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I tell somebody, if somebody said to me, dude, you got to go listen to this Scott Kaplan guy. He's really good. I go, cool. I'll turn it on. 30 seconds of that song still playing of him kissing your ass. I'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. Why do I need that? Here's what I would rather. I would rather the radio terminology, a stinger, a 3-second noise that says it's Scott, whatever. And then you go, you're going to like today. I got some shit that Jerry Jones told me that blew my mind when it happened. And I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this today and this today. That's what I would rather hear. Why do you play that song? It's too long. And listen to.
You're being a dick.
I am being a dick. Listen to Alex. Alex, why did you fight it?
Well, it's not my style of song,
Yeah.
and it is about 1.5 minutes long. And
It is a minute and a half long.
Even in our radio days, our intro was like 20 seconds.
Thank you. My point is made.
All right,
Alex
listen.
knows.
But
I'll
Scott loves the guy.
I know. You know, that's cute. Look, I said before, I used to work at the advertising agency for a big sporting goods firm in Canada. And we would work with the buyers all the time. And I said, I would make a shitty buyer because you can't just have your own thoughts. You have to think what people on the outside would want to buy for jogging shorts and shoes and sweatshirts and stuff like that. Just because Scott likes it doesn't mean it should stay in. There's been plenty of things that I've wanted to do on our YouTube channel that Max has helped me understand didn't make sense. And the Jewish boy at the end thing going, that doesn't help.
Oh, dude, that helps a lot.
That doesn't help.
Dude, that's what makes it.
Alex, help me here, bro.
All right, let me say this, Sam. Because so much of what you've done. No, because of so much of what you've done. See, I want people to understand what's called being humble. Okay. I'm not one of these people that thinks I know everything. And I was on the radio for 20 years in this town. Don't tell me what to do. I like to listen to other people and their thoughts and their ideas, especially those who I look at and I say, look at what he's been able to do. I love that. So I asked for your advice.
I think you just said I wasn't humble because I just did the opposite. No, you said you're humble because you don't tell people what to do.
No, I'm being humble.
Told you what to do.
Right. And I want people to understand.
I'm not humble.
No, you are being a great friend because you're answering questions with candor, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I'm going to consider a lot of what we've just talked about, and I'm actually going to put it out to my audience to say, should we nix the opening song or should we keep the opening song? Well, and I'm going to be curious to see, because you may be right that everybody may go, that song's too long. It takes we've heard it now for 150 episodes. It was fun at the beginning. It's not fun anymore. That could absolutely be the case.
I'll just say one thing.
Go ahead.
Your kids when your kids were little.
Yeah.
If they wanted to eat, I don't know, candy. Let's say you gave them candy every night after dinner. And then finally your wife said, this is a mistake. We can't do that. And you go, okay, well, I think we should. Well, let's ask the kids. Kids, do you think we should still give you candy every night after dinner? I'm just saying, maybe the audience, it's like me. If I asked my audience when I had 30,000 subscribers, should we stop the live broadcast and go to a recorded one that's been edited? Overwhelmingly, I'm sure that the handful of people that were watching would have said, no, well, this is what we like. I'm trying to get you beyond 4,000. And I don't know if a 1.5-minute song at the beginning is helping. I'm just telling you, look at what happens today. And you can't use somebody would say to me, well, Howard Stern has that, that thing in the beginning. I go,
no, I would look at more like Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan has like a little thing that spins and then he's on.
There you go.
I actually think you make a good point. All right, Sam, the cooking guy, it is great to be with you. Make America cook again. Would you like to, you don't need to promote anything. You got 1.7 million subscribers. You're all good. You just like to sling opinions, which I love.
No, if you want to help our team members, you can go to grainandgrit.com, grainandgritcollective.com, and you can buy a t-shirt that will go, all the money goes to our crew. You can buy an e-cookbook that we did. You can buy a gift card for Not Tacos or Graze when we come back, and it'll all go to support our team that are currently not in the restaurant making money.
Wow, that's really that's awesome, man. It really.
Thanks.
You got a lot going on. Say hello to everybody.
Yeah, we will.
And thank you very, very much for the time.
My pleasure.
The opinions and the advice.
Thank you. Always get opinions. Alex, see ya.
Hey, Sam, by the way, check out on my YouTube page.
Go ahead.
Alex's recipe for pancakes.
I will do
Okay,
that.
because I did my bagel lox and cream cheese, which I know you had a problem with my scooping of the bagel.
Oh boy.
Me
No,
too.
there was so much wrong with that. There was so much wrong with that. The bagels, the fact that you barely used any lox on it, the whole thing. There are elderly Jewish people rolling over in their graves at the sight of that whole thing. But see, that you can do, but a taco shop in, the barrio, that doesn't work.
I understand. Wait till you see Alex's pancake video.
Okay, good. I'm going to go watch it.
All right. We'll see you
See you,
soon.
boys. My
Thanks,
pleasure.
man.
See ya.